Hello everyone, day 51, and today is multidimensional exploration of movement. So we're going to play around with how we move front to back, side to side, up and down, all at the same time. And if you've been moving in a pattern one way, we're going to expand it and help realize how many ways we can make it work. Okay, so let's get started with low cup. I'm going to do the first part of low cup, first half, and that's just so we can review. So just for a chance to run it through. All right, so hopefully I got that the right spot. Okay, so low cup, I'm just going to slide over this way. You're going to bring the hands together, bow. And again, this is all about how we can bring everything into flow before we start. Okay, so the palms are going to turn up. Let that come through, sink, drops. And then we're going to come into the center, expanding out the hands. Hello, Natasha. Thank you for the hugs. Comes around, sink, opening the back. And this is going to come right up the front. Turning the hands, we're going to expand out, and then we have a sink. So today as we explore multi-dimensional moving, we're just going to try to find some of that in this patterning here. So we've got a cross, it's going to go to the brow, comes back, goes to the knee. Stepping to the corner, goes to the brow, comes back, and down to the knee. It's going to come back and wipe across the left hand, step the feet together, and this is going to go up to the top, open, let that go. And this is going to come out from the heart, from the chest, turn, it's going to roll up. Let that sneak back and rise up. Sink back. You're going to walk through the feet, lifting the hands up, walk through, and then two hands are going to push out. Coming back around. This is going to turn. You're going to roll the hands and then sink down. This is a toyu into the left foot. Step pakwa, step parallel, and that's going to scoop up, turn the palms, and that's going to come through. Down into the right, and spiral out. Come back into your right hip, and this is going to glide out. Hold the ball, goes to the brow. Hold the ball, goes to the brow. Open the hands and step through. Okay, you're going to sink back, turn, and open the hands. I'm just going to step out so I'm not into the table. Okay, this is going to come through. Comes up. Left hand comes up on this side. You're going to turn that, turn the whole leg, step open, and this is going to come out. Open the hands, hold the ball, and this comes out to the left. This is like our figure eights we were doing with our hands last week. Comes back to wipe the table. So you went back and forth through a lot of motions there, and comes up, drop the tailbone. Sink and look to the left, look to the right, holding the ball. Now I'm going to reach out 3 times. Hold the ball, stepping, reach out. Hold the ball, reach out. This goes into green dragon. So you're going to push your left hand to the floor, right hand goes up, plant your toe, sink back, and cross the hands, turning your left foot. And now you're going to slide out on the right leg, one-legged donkey on the left. This is going to turn all the way around and spiral, step through, and this is going to push. Sink back into the right. This is going to come up. Walk through your feet. Push out. Comes around, hold the ball. You're facing to your front. I'm facing to get out of the dining room table. Comes back. All the way around. Open. This is going to go pull, pull. And then reach over to the left. Push out. Comes up, over to the right, reach out to the left. Walk through your feet, push two hands out, so be into your back corner. This is going to sink around, turn, palms are going to turn to face each other, comes through, and then reach out. So you step back with your left foot and sink. So your hand goes down, tailbone drops. Step and sink, drop. Step and sink, down. Step and sink, drop. Okay, step with your right foot, rolling the fingers. Hold the ball, rolling the fingers. Rolling to the right, roll to the left. This is going to push out to the right, push to the left, open the hands, go up and walk through your feet, and push out. This is going to scoot back, comes all the way around, facing your back. Hands go down into the Danu, but then you link your fingers, which come up, open, sink, and as you're there, you're going to open the left side. Hold the flowers to come up, push forward. Comes up to your brow, and then you're going to turn and cross your hands. This is going to go one-legged Danu on the right, pushing out. Open the hip and push out to your right hand, opening the back. We're going to turn around to face your back. Hold the flowers up. This is going to be one-legged Danu going down. Comes around. I believe from here. Hand goes up. Now I'm going to spin on my right leg on the heel. Cross the hands, they come out. Walk through the feet and two-handed strike. This is going to come back. It steps over to the left and then pushes out, double push to the right. Open the hands, brush knee. This is going to push up, spiral into the corner, hold the flowers. This is going to go down the left leg. This is going to come up and step right. Push up and spiral. Hold the flowers. Down the leg. Step with the left. Brush knee. I'm just going to back up so I've got enough room. Okay, so this is going to come round, reach out, step back, open the hands, Pakwa, toe heel, Pakwa, toe heel, and that would be the end, which is what we were looking for. And then let that go, and sink. Okay, bringing the hands together. Just put the bow on the end. And let that go. So those people joining in, and that was part one of Loka, which was just to give us a chance to just really relax and be present. So let's just take seated saber. So that could be a saber if you have one, could be a wooden spoon from the kitchen, could be wrapping paper roll. So we've been playing around with this. So what we're going to do is do a seated version of this one. That way you don't have to keep watching me turn in all these directions. If you don't know the set, then it's much easier to follow if we're seated. But then we can start to look at the multidimensional movement that's our theme for today. So holding onto the saber with your left hand, we're going to put the bow on. So it's going to come up and then let that reach out. It's going to come back up and sink. So you're going to go back towards your tailbone. This is going to rise you up. So on your sit bone, this is going to go back towards the tailbone. Just giving your back a nice little massage. Reaching out into your feet. Push into your feet, takes you back. And now you're going to push a little in your right as your right hand goes up. Little in your left. It's going to bring you back. So now you've got that connection all the way from top to bottom. Hand is going to come around, push out, lift. This is going to go down the leg. You're going to take it and roll it up, roll it through, bring it around, and this is going to go into the left and come all the way around. Thanks for the thumbs up, I appreciate it. Comes through, push into the left, it's going to come back. All the way around, pushing to the left, fall into the feet, push into the left. Now if you put your hand on the top of the saber, you're going over to the left, back into the right, and then we're going to sweep it forward. Pushing around, sweep it forward. And this is going to go out. So this is going to go over the top, all the way through the middle, over the top, and straight down. Over, cross, down to your hip, all the way around. So then we've got Pakwa, comes all the way back, down to your hip. And then the blade is going to roll up, drop it. This comes up towards the brow, turn the palm. Pakwa goes over, cross, down to your hip. Now put it in your left hand, and you're going to go out. Hold the flowers, goes up to the corner, spiral. That comes in. Hold the flowers, spiral all the way to the right, goes underneath the saber, expand. Two-handed chop, roll that up, and that's going to go over, all the way around, down to your hip. Let that keep rolling up. Drop that straight through and out. Roll it down. This goes to the right, comes up the middle, to the left, up the middle, to the right, to the left. Going to go all the way around and out. So if you spiral in your feet, we're going to bring it from left to right, right to left, back to the front, over the top, over the top. Left hand comes up, sliding right down, changing hands. And this is going to come all the way around. Sink back towards, tailbone, up onto the sit bone, crossing the hands. Let that go, let that drop. Okay, I think that gives us lots of pattern and hopefully energy flow. Let that go. give some variety. Keep rotating around the sets. I had some wonderful feedback from India today, and they're watching over there. And I know that Debbie has been here quite a few times from Australia, getting up in the wee hours of the morning. I appreciate people all over who are tuning in. It's great. I see Natalie's there. That's wonderful. And I see Paul's name there, and I'm wondering if it's Paul or Karen. So thank you for being here. Those are the names that are jumping up at the moment. And Tanya's in there. Oh my gosh, it's like the whole team. It's fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just take the ideas of the movements that we just worked on in the flow there and create the multi-dimensional movement. So what that means is, how do we move up and down, side to side, front and back, all at the same time? So one of the most obvious ones is move hands like clouds, because we can see that. We've done that lots of times. So if you think about, I know I've given you lots of ideas over the days. So if you think about how this hand goes out, what is the connection to the opposite foot? So as that right hand goes out, what is the connection into the foot, and how does the sync begin? Because now you can see how this movement is going out, this movement is going opposite, there's a connection that comes sweeping through, and then there's this opening that happens in the hip at the same time. So that would be your front and back. So this goes out, and there's this extra bit of movement that happens. So then we're going to come across. So now you have that movement that's zigzagging across, which we talked about before. But now here comes the up, here comes the out, here comes down, and now we have our side to side. So you can see how they're all woven together. So I was having a chat with someone today about the time they spend at their computer, and they were having some trouble with their back and between the shoulder blades. And what happens is a lot of people end up doing their movements only in one direction, forward and back, or up and down. And what happens in Tai Chi is it puts it all together, and that multi-dimension creates a web. And that web is just feeding everything. So if there's a block somewhere, you're going to be able to let it go. Okay, I'm just going to bring this last one over. And now you know this goes out. The hands come in. You're going to place your right foot, spiral your left toe, comes right past lower dantian. The fingertips come out, sink, and then this is going to come around and move. And that, even just the whip to one side, has everything all in one. So let's just do that little piece again. So the last move, hands like clouds, goes across to your left. You reach out. So there's a front to back. Place the foot. This is moving into a side to side with an up and down. As it transitions through, place the foot and let that pull out. Okay, so you can see how that whole little sequence is in there. Let's do that one more time. So you've got sink, comes across. Okay, so now the hands extend as you go down. Place the foot. The spiral pushes you back up. Comes through the side. Sink. Spirals out. And then finishes. Okay. So if you've been sitting for a period of time, or you were walking, and you moved this way, now we're moving through that. That changes a lot. Okay, so let's try, something from your low cup. I like move hands like clouds because that one's just, it's just you can see everything in that one. Okay, so low cup. If I go to, we finished the little opening sequence. And we've turned, we've got here, brush knee. right here. Okay, so we've gone, we go push out to the left, wipe the sleeve. So this actually does travel through and makes it straight. Hold the ball has a sink in it. So there's an expansion and a contraction in there together. And then this is going to come out to the brow on the right. Bow and arrow back. And then sink into your right foot. Okay, so now the palm is going to come past. You wipe it. And then it expands. One palm up, one palm down. We already know that means the hips are doing different things. And then this sinks in. Push. Up. Expand. Your tailbone's already dropping. The hands are expanding. And it's going to come out from the center. Pushing out. Okay. So you can see those tiny little nuggets of movement in there. So let's try it again. So you step to the left and push out. And your palm is into the field in this part. Sink. Hold the ball. Step. And this is going to go out to the brow. It comes back to the knee. And then this is going to wipe, come across. Expand, drop the tailbone, step your feet together, sink. Push, up through the top of the head, out the top, open the hands, sink. This is going to drop down and push out. Okay, so that gives you a little bit of that to play with. All right. So now let's do from, this is the end of the part one of Loka. The hand comes out, the bird pecks at the sand. So you've gathered the fingers together, you take the sand, the bird's beak, the sand, and you offer. Then there's a sink back, which drops the tailbone, and you step pakwa, but your belly comes back first. Toe heel, your belly's already looking to the side. Step pakwa, step belly. Okay, so that one has movement that goes in a whole bunch of ways, but also has the zongding, where I was talking about that cylinder, that center core piece, and then how you're navigating and twisting in that little space. And that brings us not just front to back, side to side, up and down, but this little twist in the middle as well. Okay, so let's try that again. Just to see if I can get my feet so you can see them on that last part. So you've got the bird's beak, and you sink down into that right leg, step, and this is going to toy you forward. Expands, sink back into the right, that takes you up. The lotus flower opens, there's your fingers. Step pakwa. But the belly is facing the front, the hands are towards the side. Toe heel goes down and the belly is over to the corner. Step pakwa, belly comes back to the front. Toe heel, belly is going to the side, well, the corner. Okay, so let's try that again. Hi Charlotte, good to see you. That one, if you can let the belly go, it's doing this piece, and you're getting crisscrosses, but all the organs in the middle. So anywhere where it's not been moving because you've been stuck in this space, you definitely are going to find it. Okay, so it doesn't seem like you're doing much, but there's a lot going on inside. So fingers closed, tailbone drops, and then stepping with your left foot forward. This is going to come forward. Step into your right and push back with your feet. There opens the flower, sink. Step pakwa, goes across to the left, but your belly's facing to the front. belly goes to the corner, patois, belly comes back to the front, toe heel. So your hands are doing the opposite. Okay, step patois with the left this time. We'll just come around for the start. Come around. Hello, Stephen. Good to see you. Thank you for those hugs and kisses. I send them back to you in Africa. Comes across. Push. Okay, so we'll just do those two together. Stephen, I hope your family is well. Step with your left foot, and this is the elbows are going to come across. Sink. Step with the right. This is going to come across. Sink. Okay, so now that one is a much more subtle one that turns bigger movements around, more so than that one which was just that little tiny cylinder. So we've got a little bit more happening there. I'm just going to do that again. So you've got a toyo, the hips are going to come around, sink into the left, step with your right foot, and then this is going to take the belly right around, face into the corner, sink. Okay, and that you have starting to go down to the leg and into the hip. So there's like a crease that you're making there. The spiral goes down into the foot, and if I was going to take another step, that spiral comes back out of the foot, comes right through the body and right down into the other foot, which is going to be spiraling out. Okay, and you've just got that constant massage that's going back and forth. Okay, so we've come around, step, spiral down into the left leg, step, spiral down into the right leg. We'll just add the other two parts. This is the first part of Loka, or part 2 of Loka. Pakwa with the left, and now that spiral is coming through the back, and we have a forward-backward motion. Step Pakwa, and a forward-backward motion, pushing off the feet. Okay, and that gives you the action. Again, I was talking about all these ways of moving. So you're going forward and back, but you've turned your feet out. That makes it a little bit different. I just turned my body, so I'm hoping you can see better. So if I come around, this would be the first one. Sink into the left, step, sink into the right. So now I'm going to step Pakwa. So my hand is still going, and my step Pakwa is pushing off that back right foot now. And then there's a changeover. Sink. Drop into that foot. Step. Push. Sink. Okay. And then I could go straight. And this comes through. Back. Through. Just to put that last little piece on. Okay. Then you've got the forward back. So you've got, we did just at the end of look up there of part 1, the little cylinder, the belly. Then we turn around and the cylinder is now bigger because now we're like in this space, and we come across. And where our hands go are also exaggerating that space too. Then when you step Pakwa and you bring it through here, it goes back into the belly again, really small, but it also is coming through the back. So you went kind of like both. You went down into the small bit, but then you also went into the bigger bit. And this is allowing everything to expand. And if you remember, your palm is turning towards the body, and that starts the healing process. As soon as that palm hits the field, it changes the energy that's coming through. And our hands are doing it all the time. It's just that all of a sudden it's right there, and you're going, expand. And you're just kind of pushing through all the layers that are in front of you. And then you change it and expand with the other hand. And you remember that the left hand is energy in, right hand is energy out. So different ways that those hands are going to work within the field. Okay, so we played with that a little bit. So let's go to, let's do white stork spreads wings. And I'll do it once standing for those that want to stand, and then I'm actually going to change it to seating. So step up to raise hands. It would be here first. So your right heel goes out, elbows come in. Now here, You have this expansion that goes out so the tailbone starts to drop, but then you have the squeeze, and that changes the tailbone, opens everything up. Foot goes down, hand, that's coming to lower dantian. I know we worked on this last week. Turn your foot, and here, the field expands. This left hand is energy in, right hand is energy out, and it's right into lower dantian, energy building. Place the foot, and now you're down in the right, and that goes up the right, up through the body, out through the hands, sink. That's going to come back around, and then step with your foot, brush knee, sink. Right, okay, so that just gives you what the stand is going to look like. But what I want to do is change it a little bit by sitting down. Okay, so this one, step up to raise hands. When you're seated, you can move the foot to the different positions, but what I find is that if you do that, I actually lose my grounding, and I feel like I disconnect to get that action in there, so I leave my feet on the floor. So step up to raise hands, rather than putting my right foot out, I'm just going to leave it. It's up to you. If you prefer to move your foot, you go for it. Okay, so right here, as the hands are going to come in, I'm going to feel in both feet the awareness of being present with my feet, and everything is going to turn, line up, lengthen. And then I'm going to have a sit up as I transition into bringing that hand down. So I had an up before that hand could move, and now the hands are connecting. Out, and you're just going to fall into the feet, push into the feet, and that rolls that tailbone. So you have a different action through the spine than you get in a couple other places. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen out through the top of the head, and then there's a little bit of awareness in the right foot, and a little bit of awareness in the left foot. Open the hands, and then the right foot brings you back to the middle, and you would do your brush knee falling forward. Okay, so just slightly different movement. When you're standing, you're going to go up, but that tailbone drop is a little bit harder to do standing, so you can catch it for sure when you're seated. Okay, so right hand is up, sink, drop, 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 open the back, lift. So it's going up through the top of the head, expand, down to the belly, and then you're just going to drop forward. You feel your hands picking up the energy. You can feel it's all the way around you, out and up. Sink, so that right foot engages, then the left foot engages, then the right foot engages, and let that fall out. Okay, so I think you're starting to feel, so if we're thinking multi-dimension, you're going to have whole body movement whether you think about the awareness in your feet or not. But if you add awareness, there's just that little extra. So if I think left, just the thinking of left, I can feel that quad engage and come across immediately. And that's creating that cross-lateral action, right? And then we have the front and back at the same time. And you noticed I said, feel that go up, feel that go down. So you have like waves of action that come into there. Okay, so let's try it again. So you've got step up to raise hands, sink. Up, nice and long, down to lower dantian, push up. Push into the feet, this goes up, lengthen, sink. Spirals, lifts, and then forward. Right. Good. Okay, so let's pick one more. I was thinking about fan penetrates back. Right before that is push needle to sea bottom. We've talked about the hand coming around the wrist, but not touching. But you sure can feel the heat as your hand gets close to the other hand. You can definitely feel. And this is going to fall forward and the hand is going to be driving kind of out on an angle. And then push into the feet. And there's that engagement through the back, and you're going to feel the energy between your hands as you come back. And then what you're going to do is expand it, make it bigger. Fall into the feet, push into the feet. This is going to change hands, kind of like white stork. And then this comes around. That's a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, straight out. I felt like it was like first started the right and straight on till morning, or whatever Peter Pan said. So it popped into my head. Okay, so push needle. Let's try that again. So you're falling forward. Push into the feet. Comes back. Sink. Push into the feet. Push into the tailbone that rolls you forward. Push into the feet. Expand, lifts you up, and right there's a little bit of a turn to the left. This is going to come around. Awareness in your left foot. Awareness into your right foot. All the way through the right, and let that come out. Yeah. Okay, let's try it one more time. So we've got falling forward. Push into the feet. Comes back. Fall into the feet. Push into the feet. Rise. Roll through. Push into the left. Push into the right. Nice. Good. Okay, so how about if we apply that multidimensional movement into the first 17 moves from Tai Chi? You could stay seated if you wish. I'm going to go to standing. And this is just so we can create flow, and now that you're aware of all the ways that you could be moving, this gives you an idea of how to make those patterns come together. All right, so we would have commencement first of all, and you know that that's going to bring everything into a center, sink, drop. So you're going to turn the fingertips in, turn to the right, and that's going to come out. Hold the ball, step to the left, left grasp for its tail, sink. Plant that foot, step. It's going to come out at the left, and let's do fingertip into the wrist. Just back up so you can see here. Fingertip into the wrist, bow and arrow, so you remember that that's calming emotions. Palm to palm. Open the hands. Two hands are going to go out. Sinking back. Crack, crack. Spiral around on that leg. Spiral around. This comes right through lower dantian. Sink. That creates that side to side and all the way through the middle. If you think about that zong ding, that cylinder in the belly, sink. Drop foot, hand. Turn and place the foot. This we practiced. Sink, push. Expand, let that go, spiral. Place the foot, and this is going to come through. Half a step, heel goes out, sink. Open, brush knee left, twist step, brush knee right, twist step, brush knee left, half a step, heel goes out, sink. Open, brush knee left, twist step. So this is going to take you up, sink down on that left foot, paquois, in, out. Wipe the sleeve, step through with your left foot. I'm going to come out of the dining room table and out, sink. 2 hands, push, toe comes around, that'll be the whole left side, spiral, the ball of the right foot, sink. That's going to cross over to the left, place the foot, push. That's going to open, and then just let the whole thing sink, drop, 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 drop over the back. Nice, nice. So let's finish with some spirals. So planting the foot, you've got the hands going by your ear, and just sinking down into the left foot, push into the left to come back, down into the right. So we've had the beautiful music of the oregano again today. I missed it yesterday. I'm hoping you could hear it. It really does just change everything, so I'm sorry it took me so long to get it all ready to go. The oregano plant is just growing like crazy. Sink. This is coming right through the body, push into the foot, coming all the way across. All right. Thank you for the hug. I appreciate it. All the way across. Okay. So it's like move hands like clouds, and your hips for sure get a complete different movement pattern, similar to what happens if you don't move hands like clouds. But definitely that up-down action, that side to side, that little bit of spiraling through the hip, and then just remembering that whatever you do in your hip is reciprocal to your shoulder, your wrists, your ankles, your jaw, all those joints. And the more space you have in the joints, the better that the frequency can fill up the space in there, and that changes the way so much of the body functions. Where the space is, so much is happening. And back. Beautiful. Nice. And one we haven't done for a long time, palm comes down in the front towards lower dantian. You turn the hands to make the diamond. Sink down into your feet. It's going to come up, and then drop the hands and let that come down. So this goes diamond, roll, up, sink. Out, diamond, sink. This one you want to keep really gentle. Don't stretch too far at the top. So much happening through the body, and you want it to definitely be relaxed. Okay. All right, so that's a little bit with multidimensional movement, and hopefully giving you the ideas of how much movement you're doing in an integrated pattern way. So I thank you for being here for day 51. Lots of hugs were out there today. Thank you. I appreciate it. And Mama Bear and Papa Bear, I know you're watching today, so thank you. I'll be talking to you soon. All right, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. I hope it's terrific.